Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So again, nandito na tayo sa part 2 ng capital budgeting, and this video lecture is presented to you in partnership with iCPA. So in part 2, we will discuss the 3 elements of capital budgeting. So what do we mean, sir, when we hear the word elements? So pag sinabi nating elements, sa ibang libro, ang tawag nila the factors of capital budgeting. Lecheng yan siya, di ko natin elements, ginawa mo pang factor. To properly understand, sino-sino ba itong mga elements na to, siguro sabihin na lang natin na itong elements na to, ang gagamitin mo later on pagdating sa techniques. Kasi most of the time, pag sinabi mong capital budgeting, ang madalas na pumapasok sa isip ng mga estudyante ay payback period yan, ay net present value yan, accounting rate of return. So yung mga words na yon, those pertain to the different techniques of capital budgeting. At yung mga technique na yon, ang gagamitin natin later on to evaluate whether to accept or to reject a project. So I hope na-gets nyo yung flow ng discussion natin. Kasi bago tayo pumunta sa technique, kailangan natin matutunan kung paano kino-compute itong elements na to. Kasi mapapansin mo later on, yung mga technique kasi na pag-uusapan natin, more on formula sa ka-template sila. At mapapansin mo din na yung formula, sa mga formula na gagamitin natin, halos lahat sa kanila nandoon itong tatlong elements ng capital budgeting. Kaya kapag nagkamali ka ng computation sa elements, huwag ka nang umasa na tatama ka pa sa computation ng payback, ng net present value, and all other techniques. So napaka-critical na ma-master natin itong elements of capital budgeting before we proceed to the different techniques used in evaluating a capital investment proposal. Okay, wag na natin patagalin pa. Let us discuss these elements. Itong elements na to, sabi ko nga, ay tatlo. Number 1, nandyan ang net investment. Number 2, nandyan ang cash flows. And number 3, nandyan yung tinatawag nating discount rate. Okay, let us start our discussion with net investment. Okay, sir, what is net investment? From the name itself, nakita mo naman yung salitang investment. So, net investment pertains or represents to the initial cash outlay that is required to obtain future returns or the net cash outflows to support a capital project. Sabi ko nga nung nakaraan, kung naalala mo sa part 1 sa basic concept, capital budgeting is an investment concept. So pag sinabi nating investment, you need to commit funds today. Kailangan mo maglabas ng pera ngayon. And definitely, yung tinutukoy na word o tinutukoy na term na paglabas ng pera pertains to your net investment. Kaya nga tinawag na net investment investment. Ito yung cost ng capital budgeting. Ito yung ilalabas mong pera kasi nag-expect ka na sa perang to may babalik in the future. Okay? At yung balik na tinutukoy natin, mamaya pag-uusapan natin, those would be your cash flows. Okay? So pag sinabing net investment, it is the initial cash outlay. Ito yung initial na ilalabas mong pera para sa capital project. Pero sir, bakit ganun sir? Bakit merong salitang net? Kasi kung investment lang, automatic, common sense, gets ko na yun sir Ito yung nilalabas kong pera para sa capital project na to. Pero bakit siya tinawag na net? Always remember na sa accounting, lahat ng may salitang net, ibig sabihin nun, merong binawas. For example, net sales. Ang net sales, it is gross sales minus sales discount, sales returns, and sales allowances. Pag sinabi naman nating net income, that is your gross income minus your operating expenses. So pag naririnig mo o nakikita mo yung salitang net, you need to expect na merong binawas. So ibig sabihin, pag sinabing net investment, this represents your initial cash outflow minus any initial cash inflow because of investing initially on capital budgeting. So in other words, if I will summarize it, net investment, simply stated, is the net cash flows, the net cash outflow at time zero. Sir, ano ba naman sir? Simply stated, di ko naintindihan yung salitang time zero. Pag sinabing time zero, it means today. Kasi sa time value of money, pag nakita mo yung salitang time 1, it means 1 period after today. time 2, 2 periods after today. So, ibig sabihin, pag sinabing time 0, wala pang lumilipas na oras. So, time 0 means today. So, pag sinabing net investment, yan yung i-commit mong funds, yan yung ilalabas mong pera today. Yun nga lang, dahil merong salitang net, may mga ibabawas tayong items later on. Okay, now the question, sir, is, how will I compute net investment? Ito na. Most of the time nabubuang ang mga estudyante pag net investment ang tinatanong. Kasi if you will read on your review books and textbooks, medyo mahaba ang computation ng net investment. And I'm not saying na mali. Wala akong sinasabing mali yung mga solution or formula or guidelines sa sinasabi ng libro. Pero may kakaiba ako o may sarili akong technique on how to compute net investment. Every time that I compute net investment, I make sure na hinahati ko siya into 3 columns. Okay, para mas madali siyang maintindihan. Hatiin mo siya into 3 columns. Dalawa ang purpose kung bakit ko siya hinahati into 3 columns, and I will tell you later on kung ano yung dalawang purpose na yon. For now, ano yung 3 columns sa tinutukoy mo, sir? The first column would be the old asset section. The second column would be the new asset section. And the third column would be your working capital section. Always remember, sa kanilang tatlo, imposibleng mawala ang new asset section. Okay, syempre yan yung ilalabas mong pera. Yan talagang investment mo. Pero sir, bakit nagkakaroon ng old asset section? Sabi ko nga, dalawa ang decision na ginagawa mo sa capital budgeting. Pwede siyang acquisition decision, pwede siyang replacement decision. Pag sinabing acquisition decision, bumili ka ng bagong asset nang walang pinapalitang old asset. Kaya nga, kapag sa problem solving, acquisition decision siya, definitely walang old asset section. At a maximum, ang section mo lang sa pag-compute ng net investment ay new asset section lang sa working capital. Again, I'll repeat, dalawa lang siya kapag acquisition. Pero kapag replacement decision na ang pinag-uusapan, it means bumili ka ng bagong asset, pinalitan mo yung luma. So definitely, doon pa lang, that's the time na magkakaroon ng tinatawag nating old asset section. So I'll repeat, pag acquisition decision, yung asset saka working capital section lang. Pero pag replacement decision, there is a possibility kumpleto yung 3 section. Okay, kaya nga ang starting point mo would be the new asset section kasi mawala na lahat pero hindi mawawala ang new asset section mo. At ang unang laman niyan would be your acquisition cost. Magkano mo ba binili yung asset? Magkano ba yung nilaan mong pera for this investment? Okay, the acquisition cost, the cost of the new asset basically. Kaya idagdag mo dyan yung other directly attributable cost. Ang tawag ko dyan, DAX. Okay, so iba yung DAX na iniisip mo. Pag sinabing DAX, directly attributable cost. Itong directly attributable cost na to, ito yung pinag-usapan nyo sa financial accounting, yung cost ng PPE, yung shipping cost, installation cost, testing cost, site preparation cost, and etc. Ito yung directly attributable cost na pinag-usapan nyo sa financial accounting. So, pag pinagsama mo yung dalawang yan, that is the new asset section. Okay, next would be the old asset section. Actually, old asset section talaga ang nagpapahaba sa computation ng net investment. Mapapansin mo mamaya yan. Kailan lang ba nagkakaroon ng old asset section? Kapag replacement decision. Pag acquisition decision, maniwala ka, no-brainer ang net investment. Kasi napakaikli lang ng computation mo. Pag acquisition decision, new asset saka working capital lang. Madalas pa nga, walang working capital. So, ang laman lang ng net investment mo, yung nilabas mo lang na pera for your new asset. Nagkakandaletse-letse na ang solution mo dito kapag may old asset section that will arise if it is a replacement decision. Actually, ito yung nagpapahaba talaga. So, anong unang lalabas sa old asset section, sir? Number 1 would be the proceeds from sale. Okay, so possibly, since bumili ka ng bagong asset at pinalitan mo yung luma, anong gagawin mo sa luma? Malamang, i-dispose mo. Ganun talaga ang nature ng tao. Pag nakakahanap ng bago, itatapon na lang yung luma. But definitely sa accounting, hanggat kayang pakinabangan. So hindi lang basta-basta itatapon. Pwede mo siyang ibenta. And take note, pag sinabing net investment, kung papansinin mo later on, basta labas ng pera, basta outflow, basta cost, plus. Pero kapag cost savings or inflows, minus. Such as proceeds from sale. Okay, minus po ang proceeds from sale. Pangalawa ay trade-in value. Okay, sir, ano yung trade-in value? Trade-in value is the value allowed by the dealer if you will exchange your old asset to acquire the new asset. No, sir, ang labo, sir, di ko naintindihan. No, let me give you an example. For example, naghahanap ka o balak mong palitan na yung luma mong cellphone. Okay, and definitely sabi mo, naku, makakahanap ako ng bagong cellphone, pumunta ka sa Baclaran. Kung ayaw mo ng Baclaran, Divisoria na lang. Okay, so pumunta ka sa Tiangge. So nasa Tiangge ka, actually sa Tiangge ka lang makakita na doon ka lang sa Tiangge makakita ng tao na palaging pogi o maganda yung tingin sa'yo dadaan ka sa palengke, uy pogi, uy ganda. Doon ka lang sa palengke makakita nun So for example, pumunta ka sa Baclaran, naghanap ka ng bagong cellphone, tinawag ka, pogi. Siyempre lilingon ka kasi mataas ang self-confidence mo Okay, so tinanong ka, pogi, anong hanap mo? So sabi mo, ay kailangan ko po ng bagong cellphone. So inoffer sa'yo ni ating tindera, sabi ni ating tindera, ay ito sakto, may bago kaming labas. Okay, made from China, made in China. Okay, so ano po yung bagong labas nyo, ate? iPhone 65. Oh, grabe. Okay, napaka-advanced. iPhone 65. Currently, ang iPhone pala natin, hindi ko alam kung nasa 11 ba o sa 12 pala. Sa kanya, iPhone 65. Pagtingin mo, sa likod niya, yung buong likod, camera na. Okay, so yung iPhone 11, daig iPhone 11, tatlong camera lang. Yung iPhone 65, buong likod, camera. So, namangha ka, grabe. Napaka-high-tech naman itong cellphone na binibenta ni ate. Then, later on, tinanong mo, magkano ang presyo? Mas lalo kang nagulat. Ang offer sa'yo ni ate, sige, 10,000 pesos. Napakamura, 10,000 pesos. Pag bibili ka ng iPhone 11, 60,000 Tapos sabi pa ni ate, naku, napaka-high-tech nito, pogi. Itong iPhone 65, lahat yung buong likod, camera na nga, dual SIM pa, naku, napaka-advanced. So, tuwang-tuwa ka, gusto mong bilhin yung cellphone. Kaya naisip mo na lang, sabi ko, naku, alangan namang itapon ko tong luma kong cellphone. So, ang sabi mo kay ate, ate, pwede bang swap tayo? Okay, so ito na. So, ibig sabihin, kapag makikipag-swap ka, that is a form of exchange. Tama, palit tayo. Yung asset ko, ipapalit ko sa asset mo. Yun nga lang, ang technical o ang proper term ay trade-in kapag ang kapalitan mo o kapag ang katransact mo ay isang dealer. Pag sinabi nating dealer, ang nature ng business niya ay nagbebenta ng item na ipapalit mo. Such as si ate, na ang nature ng business nagbebenta ng cellphone. Kasi kapag nagpalit kayo ng cellphone ng kaibigan mo at hindi naman talaga siya by nature nagbebenta ng cellphone, ang tawag sa transaction na yon ay exchange. Pag trading transaction, ang katransact mo, ang kapalitan mo ay isang dealer. Katulad nga no sa example ko na si ate. Okay, let me go back to my example. Okay, let me go back. So sabi mo, ate, pwede bang palit tayo ng cellphone? Sabi mo. Tapos nagulat ka na namang, tuwang-tuwa ka. Ang tingin mo kay ate parang anghel na hulog ng langit. Kasi pumayag siya. Kaya sabi niya, o sige, palit tayo ng cellphone. Tuwang-tuwa ka talaga. iPhone 65, and etc. Tapos may kipagpalit sa luma mong cellphone. Nung nilabas mo yung cellphone mo, ito na. Si ate rin ang natuwa. Actually, hindi natuwa sa atin, nagulat si ate. Kasi yung cellphone mo, paglabas, Nokia 3310. So, ibig sabihin, sobrang luma na. Pero, nagulat ka pa rin, pumayag si ate. Okay, nakipagpalit sa'yo si ate. So, sabi niya, ito yung iPhone 65, kukunin ko yung Nokia 3310 mo sa isang kondisyon. Ito na, sa isang kondisyon. Babayaran mo ko ng additional cash. Kasi syempre, pinaliwanag ni ate, lugi naman ako, sobrang luma na ng model mo, sobrang bago ng model ko. So, naintindihan mo si ate, sige, pumayag ka. Tinanong mo ngayon si ate, sabi mo, ate, magkano po ba yung ilalabas kong pera para makuha ko yung iPhone 65 kapalit nitong Nokia 3310 ko? Actually, nagulat ka rin sa sinabi ni ate. Ang sabi ni ate, ang ilalabas mong pera ay 9,999. So, ibig sabihin, sa point of view ni ate, ang value na lang ng cellphone mo, kasi pan-touching na lang ata yan, piso. At yung piso na yan, that is what we call as your trade-in value. That is what we call as trade-in value. Kaya pansinin mo, pag nilatag mo sa template natin yan, ang acquisition cost mo ay 10,000. Tama, kasi yun yung cost ng bagong asset asset mo 10,000. Tapos ilatag mo yung trade-in value, i-minus mo yung piso. Pansinin mo, 10,000 minus 1 peso is 9,999. Is that the initial cash outflow? Yes. And that initial cash outflow is your net investment. Tama ba yun yung nilabas mong pera? Sa example ko, 9,999. So, ibig sabihin, pag sinabing net investment, it is the net cash outflow na nilabas mo at time 0. Okay, so mina-minus po talaga ang trade-in value. Okay? Take note, generally, hindi pwedeng magsabay ang proceeds from sale sa trade-in value. Kasi imposible na yung asset binenta mo tapos pina-exchange mo. Nakakatakot naman yata yon. So, generally, hindi siya pwedeng magsabay. Either proceeds from sale lang or trade-in value. But there are some problem solving na makikita mo sa solution, sabay na lumalabas sa computation yan. Ay, sir, sabi mo kanina hindi. Paano mangyayari na sabay siya, sir? Possible kasi na yung mismong main asset natin binenta. Yung main old asset natin pinang trade in. Kasi yung main asset may mga nakakabit o may mga nakadikit na other asset na hindi na magfa-function pag wala na yung main old asset na yon. Tapos ang ginawa mo doon sa mga other asset na yan na maliliit lang, binenta mo. So, possible talaga sa problem solving, sabay na lumabas yung proceeds from sale sa trade-in value. Lalabas lang o mangyayari lang yon kapag dalawa yung asset under consideration. Yung mismong main old asset saka yung other assets na nakakabit doon sa old asset. So, possible na magkaiba yung decision mo. Yung isa, pwede mong i-trade in, yung isa, pwede mong ibenta. Pero kung old asset lang o isang old asset lang pinag-uusapan, imposible yun. Kaya imposible na lumabas yung proceeds from sale sa trade-in value sa isang computation. Okay, so next. Sir, di ba kapag nagbebenta, merong gain or loss on sale? Definitely. Pero gain or loss on sale is irrelevant in capital budgeting. Bakit? Because gain or loss on sale are accrual numbers. What is important in capital budgeting or capital budgeting uses cash flow numbers. It uses cash basis of accounting. Kumbaga, capital budgeting is all about cash flows rather than accrual income. Kaya gain or loss on sale is irrelevant for us. What is important for us would be their tax implication. The tax on gain and the tax on loss. Sir, bakit naging plus yung tax on gain sa tax on loss? Again, I'll repeat, sa net investment, basta additional cost or additional cash outflow, plus. Pero pag cost savings or inflows, minus. Kaya nga ang proceeds from sale sa trade-in value in the form ay cost savings sa inflow, kaya minus. Ang tax on gain, kaya siya plus, kasi kung isipin mo, pag may gain on sale ka, your net income will increase. And definitely, your taxes will increase. So, you need to pay additional taxes. Kaya plus siya kasi additional cash outflow. Samantalang, tax on loss on sale is minus kasi kung iisipin mo, if there would be a loss on sale, your net income will decrease. Subsequently, your income tax will also decrease. So, loss on sale provided what we call as tax shield. Pag sinabi natin tax shield, it is the reduction on your income taxes due to loss on sale. Kasi bumaba ang net income mo kaya bumaba ang taxes mo. So, kumbaga, tax on loss on sale is in the form of cost saving. Kaya siya minus. Sir, paano naman yung gain or loss on exchange? Diba sabi natin sa financial accounting may gain or loss on exchange, and that is correct. Pero for capital budgeting purposes, most of the time sa problem solving, mababasa mo na ang gain or loss on exchange does not have tax implication. Dahil walang tax implication yan, sabi ko nga, yung gain or loss, wala tayong pakialam. Ang pakialam natin yung tax implication ng gain saka losses. Kaya mapapansin mo sa problem solving yon. Kaya yung tax on gain saka tax on loss natin applies only on the sale transaction, not on the exchange transaction. Okay, next. Actually, last two na tayo. Avoidable repairs. Avoidable repairs is deducted kasi obviously, ito yung repairs na hindi mo nagagastusin sa old asset kung bibili ka ng bagong asset. For example, ang balak mo sana sa old asset, ipaayos. Pero naisip mo, kesa ipaayos ko pa siya, bumili na lang ako ng bago. So, kumbaga, nagkaroon ka ng cost savings in the form of avoidable repairs, kaya minus siya. Ang problema lang sa mga libro, hindi ko sinasabing mali, nagmumukhang mahaba ang solution kasi what the books are saying is avoidable repairs minus tapos tax on avoidable repairs plus. Ang gawin na lang natin, pagsamahin na lang natin, avoidable repairs net of tax. Mas mabilis, mas konti na lang yung aalalahanin mo. Kasi kapag nagdalawang line item ka pa, possibly baka makalimutan mo pa yung tax. Pero kapag inalala mo, avoidable repairs net of tax, okay, mabilis siyang maalala. Okay, so minus ang avoidable repairs net of tax. And then the last one is removal cost. Syempre additional cost to kaya plus. And again, ang removal cost may tax implication kaya again net of tax. Okay, next and last, working capital. Actually, yung working capital, wala naman tayong problema dyan. Kasi ang titignan mo lang dyan, kung tataas ba o bababa ang working capital mo because of the capital investment proposal. If it will increase, then it will require additional cost. Kaya plus. If it will decrease, it will create a cost saving or additional cash inflows, kaya siya minus. Sabi ko nga dito sa net investment, pag cost or cash outflow, plus. Pag cost savings or cash inflows, minus. Kaya kung papansinin mo, 'di ba, ano nagpapahaba ng computation ng net investment? 'Di ba, old asset? So mas madali siyang aralin at sagutan kapag nakatatlong section. Kasi sa tatlong section pa lang na 'yan, mapapansin mo yung magiging approach mo in answering the question. At nakadepende nga siya kung replacement o acquisition decision. Okay, so later on we will apply the computation of your net investment at isa-segregate natin siya into 3 sections. Okay, next, let us proceed to the second element. The second element would be cash flows. Actually, cash flows represents your net returns. 'Di ba sabi ko nga kanina, capital budgeting is an investment concept. So kailangan mong mag-commit ng funds today at yung tinutukoy na commitment of funds today, that would be your net investment. Kaya ka nagko-commit ng funds today kasi you are expecting na may matatanggap kang return in the future. At yung returns na yon is in the form of cash flows. Okay, so definitely these cash flows are the expected returns directly attributable to the investment project. And cash flows could be operating cash flows after tax or end of life cash flow. Pero generally, ang gagamitin natin would be your operating cash flows after tax. Ano bang pinagkaiba nilang dalawa, sir? Ang operating cash flow after tax kasi, ito yung cash flows na natatanggap mo taon-taon until matapos yung project. Pag sinabing end of life cash flow, from the name itself, end of life, ito yung cash flows na matatanggap mo sa last year. And syempre, pag sinabing end of life cash flow, tatlo ang matatanggap mo at the end of the life ng project. Number 1, syempre yung cash flow after tax. Unang-unang matatanggap mo yan kasi taon-taon natatanggap yan hanggang dulo. So pag last year mo na, syempre ang unang papasok sa'yo, yung cash flow after tax. Pangalawa, yung salvage value ng investment. Siyempre, since end of life na, definitely you need to dispose it na. So, may makukuha kang salvage amount. And the third one is your working capital. Kasi ang assumption ng financial management, yung ininvest mong working capital sa umpisa, babalik sa dulo. Always remember that. That is a concept under financial management. Okay, pero let us focus on cash flow after tax. Kasi yan naman talaga ang madalas na gagamitin natin sa ating problem solving. At yan yung madalas na nare-require din ng mga questions. So, sir, how do we compute or what is operating cash flow after tax? Just like what I have said a while ago, cash flows after tax is your incremental changes in cash from inflows and cash outflows attributable directly to the project. These cash flows are assumed to occur at the end of the year. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kaya nga sabi ko, hindi natin gagamitin ng annuity due kasi ina-assume ng capital budgeting na matatanggap mo ang cash flow after tax at the end of each year or at the end of every period. Okay, so now the question, sir, the big question is how to compute cash flow after tax. Okay, so meron tayong dalawang template na gagamitin. Okay, number 1, ang starting point ng cash flow after tax would be cost savings or cash operating income. Okay, sir, bakit naka-slash? Pareho lang po bang ibig sabihin nun? Technically, hindi. Okay, iba ang situation kung kailan mo gagamitin ang cost savings, iba rin ang situation kung kailan mo gagamitin ang cash operating income or cash OI. Sabi ko kanina, kung naalala mo sa basic concept, 'di ba, magi-invest tayo today. Ano ang purpose? To receive net returns in the future. At ang net return, sabi ko nga, could be in any of the following form. 'Di ba, may dalawang form tayo na pinag-usapan last time. Number 1, it could create additional cash inflow, or number 2, it could reduce your cash operating cost or cash outflow. So yung cash operating income, yan ang gagamitin mo kung ang purpose mo sa asset is to give additional cash inflow. Cost savings naman ang gagamitin mo kung ang purpose mo sa investment is to reduce operating cost or to reduce cash outflow. Okay, so pareho lang sila. Yes, sila yung starting point, pero gagamitin mo sila on every or different situation. Okay, sir, paano kino-compute yung cash OI? Kasi yung cost savings madalas given na sa problem solving yan eh. Mababasa mo yan, the investment will reduce cash operating cost by 100,000 per year. So, ibig sabihin, cost savings kagad yung 100,000. Pero yung cash operating income, hindi yan madalas binibigay. Sino-solve mo yan? To solve cash operating income, kapareho lang siya ng way of solving sa CVP kung paano kino-compute yung OI. Yun nga lang, since ang word na gamit is cash operating income, ang ima-minus mo na fixed cost is cash fixed cost only. Kasi kapag total fixed cost ang ginamit mo, may kasamang depreciation yun. And depreciation is a non-cash expense. Kaya again, cash OI is computed in the same way as you compute OI sa CVP. Yun nga lang, ang gagamitin mo, ang ibabawas mong fixed cost should be cash fixed cost. Okay, so after mo ma-determine yung dalawang yan, ima-minus mo ang incremental depreciation. Take note, I would like you to emphasize on the word incremental. Kasi most of the time, dito nagkakamali ang mga estudyante. Kasi mapapansin mo sa problem solving later on, madalas ang lumalabas na decision making ay acquisition decision. Di ba kapag acquisition decision, walang old asset, new asset lang. So madalas kapag nagsosolve ka ng cash flow after tax, ang nilalagay mong amount dyan, yung depreciation ng new asset. And dahil mas marami yung ganong uri ng question, ang tendency, nasasanay ka sa ganong way of computing it. Until such time, bigla na lang sa board exam o sa isang quiz, naglabas ng replacement decision, nadali ka na. Kasi definitely, dahil nasanay ka na new asset lang ang ginagamit mo sa depreciation dyan, malamang mali ka sa cash flow after tax, huwag ka nang umasa na natatama ka pa sa mga techniques such as net present value and payback. Kasi pag mali ka sa element, mali ka na sa mga technique. So I would like to emphasize the word incremental. Pag sinabi incremental depreciation, kukunin mo yung depreciation ng old asset, kukunin mo yung depreciation ng new asset, yung difference ang ibabawas mo. Kasi definitely, mas mataas yung depreciation ng new kaysa sa old asset. Okay, incremental po ang ibabawas natin, hindi depreciation ng new asset. Okay, pangalawa, sabi ko nga kanina sa net investment, di ba dalawa ang purpose ko kung bakit hinahati ko siya sa tatlong section. Unang purpose, nabanggit ko na kanina, para makita mo kung paano yung approach mo in answering the question. Pangalawa, ginagamit ko yung tatlong section na yon para ipaalala sa akin na dapat ang gamitin kong depreciation dito incremental. Kaya nga nakahiwalay yung old asset saka new asset. Next, after you deduct it, lalabas yung cash inflow or cash flow before tax. Next, ima-minus mo yung tax. So, lalabas yung ating incremental net income. And then, add back your incremental depreciation. So, that would be operating cash flows after tax. Okay, so let us apply that template. Okay, let us assume, I will give you an example. Merong isang entity na ang cash OI o ang cost savings is 100 pesos. Tapos, assuming ang incremental depreciation is 20, therefore, ang cash inflows niya ay 80. Tapos, assuming ang tax rate niya is 30%. So, ang 30% ng 80 ay 24. So, ang lalabas na incremental net income is 56. Then, add back your incremental depreciation. That would be your operating cash flows after tax, which is 76. So, madalas naman given na sa problem yan eh. Ang madalas na hindi given yung cash OI. Kailangan mo talaga siyang computed. Pero I would like to teach you an alternative way on how to compute operating cash flows after tax. Okay? What is the alternative formula, sir, or alternative template on how to compute cash flow after tax? So, ang starting point natin would be cost savings or cash OI after tax. Ito talaga literally i-after tax mo siya. So kung magkano yung cash OI, kung 30% ang tax rate, i-multiply mo sa 70%. So literally i-after tax mo siya. Plus tax shield on incremental depreciation. So ibig sabihin, yung incremental depreciation mo, i-multiply mo sa tax rate, yun yung ipo-provide niyang tax shield. So pag pinag-plus mo yan, that is the operating cash flows after tax. Okay? Sir, kung titingnan natin, parang mas maikli yung solution kapag yan ang ginamit ko. Obviously, yes. So yan na lang ba ang gagamitin ko palagi? I advise na gamitin mo pareho yung template. Bakit sir, bakit sir dalawang template ang kailangan kong masterin? May mga question kasi o technique, specifically pag diniscuss natin yon, merong technique na hindi gumagamit ng cash flow. Ang ginagamit ng technique na yon ay net income. So if you will use the second template, obviously, you cannot compute your incremental net income. Much better, makukompute mo siya on the previous template. Kasi sa previous template, kung titignan mo, nandyan yung incremental net income na line item. Kaya nga, ang advice ko, pareho mo dapat siya alam as much as possible. Another reason kung bakit tinuro ko sa inyo itong template na to, because I would like to emphasize that depreciation expense or incremental depreciation expense is irrelevant in capital budgeting. Bakit irrelevant, sir? Remember, capital budgeting is all about cash flows. Depreciation expense is a non-cash expense. So, dun pa lang, common sense, no-brainer, depreciation expense is irrelevant in capital budgeting. What is relevant for capital budgeting would be the tax shield, the tax implication of the depreciation expense, the reduction on tax na binibigay nung depreciation expense. Yun ang relevant sa capital budgeting. Kaya nga, huwag ka nang mag-isip if the entity is tax exempt o kaya naman walang tax rate na binigay, depreciation expense is purely irrelevant. It is completely ignored in capital budgeting. And another take note, kapag walang tax rate na binigay, huwag ka nang mag-isip, yung cash OI o ang cost savings mo is automatic your net, it is automatic your net cash flows after tax. O for example, balikan natin yung kaninang computation. Imaginein mo wala yung tax rate na 30%. So, ibig sabihin, magiging 80 minus 0. So, 80 minus 0, baka kinalculator mo pa, 80. Then 80, i-add back mo yung 20, anong lalabas? Diba 100 pesos pa rin? So, ibig sabihin, wag mo nang pahirapan ng sarili mo. Pag walang tax, cost savings or cash OI is automatic the operating cash flow after tax. It is always the operating cash flow after tax pag walang tax rate na binigay. At kapag walang tax rate na binigay, I'll repeat, depreciation expense is completely ignored. Kaya kasi pansinin mo dito sa pangalawang template, di ba pag walang tax rate, definitely yung incremental depreciation saan mo i-multiply? Syempre sa zero kasi wala ngang tax rate na binigay. So obviously hindi talaga siya mahalaga sa capital budgeting. Pero syempre patunayan natin. Dapat 'di ba kanina sa unang template natin ang lumabas na net cash flow after tax is 76. Dapat using the same information given on the previous illustration, pag ginamit ko o kapag nilatag ko sa template na to, pareho dapat ang lalabas. So sige, let us try. Kasi baka di ka makatulog mamayang gabi. Okay, so let us try. Cost savings or cash OI after tax, kanina ang cost savings sabi niya 100. So this is simply 100 times 70%. Plus the tax shield on incremental depreciation. Sa example ko kanina, that is 20 times 30%, that is 6. So pag pinag-plus natin, that is 76. Wow, no brainer. Kaya walang kahirap-hirap ng capital budgeting. Kaya nga, ewan ko, nagtataka ako But most of the students nahihirapan sa CapBud. Kumbaga, you just need to understand capital budgeting on a more structured form or more structured approach or way. Kailangan maayos yung pagkakalatag o pagkakaintindi mo sa concept para dire-diretso yung understanding mo sa buong topic. Kasi kapag nagsimula ka kagad sa technique ay talagang hindi mo maintindihan kung bakit yun yung mga purpose o ganun yung formula ng mga technique. Okay? So anyways, let us proceed to the last element so that we can now answer our sample exercise. Okay, our third element would be the discount rate. Sir, why do we need the discount rate? Obviously, kailangan natin ang concept ng time value of money dito. And syempre, every time na may time value of money under consideration, you need to compute the present value, you need to compute the present value factor. And definitely, ang gagamitin mo to compute them would be the discount rate. Ito yung rate na gagamitin natin for present value computation purposes. And actually, the discount rate is the weighted average cost of capital of the long-term funds obtained from different sources. Actually, yung discount rate, kinukompute yan. Generally, that is your WAC, the weighted average cost of capital. Pero we will have a separate discussion for that and most of the time sa capital budgeting, given yan. Pero in reality, kinukompute talaga ang discount rate. Okay, and always remember, discount rate is also known as the minimum required rate of return, the cut-off rate, or the target rate of return. Sir, bakit ganon? Parang ang gulo. Ano ba talaga siya? Is it the weighted average cost or the minimum return? Kasi parang gulo. Ano ba siya, sir? Cost talaga o return? Kaya tinawag siyang minimum required rate of return kasi generally, kapag mag-i-invest ka sa isang bagay, dapat ang return niya is at least equal sa cost. Kasi kapag ang return mas mababa sa cost, ay definitely mas mataas ang cost sa ine-expect mong return mula sa investment and definitely lugi ka. Kaya tinawag ang discount rate as the minimum return kasi it represents your weighted average cost of capital. So kung siya yung pinakamababang cost, dapat at least kung siya yung pinagsama-sama o average na cost, at least dapat equal yung return at a minimum sa kanya. Kaya tinawag siyang minimum rate of return. Okay? So again, let us apply these elements and I'll repeat itong elements na to. Kailangan nating ma-master to kasi we will use them heavily on the different techniques of capital budgeting. Okay, so sige, let us start. Let us read our sample exercise. So hanggat maaari, i-screenshot mo na para later on di tayo magkakaproblema at di na natin masyado binabalikan. Okay, during the current year 2020, Hanzo is planning to replace an old machine with the following information. So ang carrying amount daw ng machine is, yung old machine, yung old asset is 600,000, useful life is 5 years, current market value is 300,000. The new equipment could be purchased at a cost of 1 million, excluding payments for shipping and installation for a total amount of 100,000. Other assets that are to be retired as a result of the acquisition of the new machine can be salvaged for 40,000. The gain on the retirement is 10,000, which will increase income tax by 2,500. Should the company decide not to acquire the new machine, it needs to repair the old one at a cost of 100,000. Kung hindi naman niya ipapa-repair, otherwise, the cost of removing the old unit para maipasok yung bagong unit or bagong machine is estimated at 20,000. Gross working capital will increase because of this proposal and it is estimated to increase at an amount of 30,000. The new machine is estimated to reduce cash operating costs amounting to 300,000 per year and is to be depreciated using straight line method over its useful life of 5 years. Actually, hindi ko na ilagay yung requirement. As we discuss the requirement, sasagutan na rin natin siya. And actually, the two requirements of the problem would be number 1, what is the net investment? And number 2, what is cash flow after tax? Okay, let us start answering the requirement number 1. And that is how much is the net investment. Sabi ko nga, para mas structured ang pagsosolve natin ng net investment, hatiin natin siya into 3 sections. Number 1, nandyan yung new asset section. Sabi ko nga, yan ang hindi mawawala na section. At sabi ng problem, dalawa lang naman according to the template, dalawa lang naman ang laman niyan. One is the acquisition cost, na bibilin mo raw yung new asset at 1 million. Next, directly attributable cost or your DAX. At ang sabi ng problem, parang shipping and installation yata yon. At total na ang binigay amounting to 100,000. So, ang pinagsamang total cost ng new asset is 1.1 million. Next, punta tayo sa old asset. Sabi natin sa old asset, ang unang papasok would be the proceeds from sale. Take note, ang old asset natin dito nahati sa dalawa. Nandyan yung main old asset saka yung other assets. Yung main old asset, merong current market value na sabi niya ay 300,000. At ina-assume, since hindi naman sinabi ng problem na tinrade in siya, ina-assume na binenta siya. At binenta siya at an amount of 300,000. And then, yung other assets natin, binenta din. At ang pagkakabenta sa kanila ay 40,000. Okay, next. Siyempre, kapag nagbebenta tayo, meron niyang gain or loss on sale. And definitely, yung other assets, sabi niya, may gain na 10,000 kanina sa problem. Wala tayong pakialam doon sa gain. Ang pakialam natin, yung tax on gain, na sinabi na ng problem sa atin. Ang sabi niya, 2,500. Next, punta tayo doon sa old asset. As far as I remember, si old asset may carrying amount na 600. So, kung binenta mo siya ng 300,000, so 300,000 na selling price, carrying amount na 600. So, ibig sabihin, loss on sale ka na 300,000. Wala tayong pakialam ulit sa loss on sale. Ang pakialam natin, yung tax on loss on sale. Kaso ang problema, sir, walang binigay na tax rate. Void na po ba ang problem? Actually, hindi siya void. Hindi siya expressly binigay ng problem, but we can derive the tax rate. Kasi kung iisipin mo, kung yung other assets may gain na 10,000 at may tax on gain na 2,500, ibig sabihin, ina-assume na constant yung tax rate at 25%. Kaya ang tax on loss natin is 300,000 na loss times 25%, that is 75,000, again, minus po. Kasi it will create cost savings in the form of tax shield. Okay, yung 300 saka 400, kaya minus yan kasi pareho yung cash inflow. Yung 2,500, additional cost yan kasi tataas po ang tax natin as a result of the gain. Okay, so I think ang kulang na lang natin dyan, definitely would be your avoidable repair saka removal cost. Diba? Madali lang siya, kailangan mo lang maalala lahat ng laman. So, yung avoidable repair, sinabi naman 100, pero sabi nga natin last time, dapat after tax, so times 75%. So, minus ulit tayo ng 75,000 kasi it is in the form of cost savings. Ang removal cost plus yan, kasi additional cost yan. Pero ang sabi ng problem, 20,000, kailangan after tax din. So, times 75%, so that would be 15,000. So, pag tinotal natin yung old asset section, that is minus or negative 472,500. Okay, last na, working capital. Malamang ang working capital, isa lang naman ang pwedeng lumabas doon, either taas o baba. At ang sabi ng problem, tumaas siya ng 30,000. Pero remember, ang working capital walang tax implication. Okay, so I think kompleto na lahat ng given data sa new, sa old, saka sa working capital. So our total net investment would be 657,500. So this would be the answer for requirement number 1. Diba kung titingnan mo, hindi ganun kahirap ang net investment. Kailangan mas structured lang yung pagsosolve mo sa kanya. And mas magiging structured siya if we will segregate our computation into 3 sections. Mas madali siyang intindihin, mas madali siyang maalala. Okay, next. Last na would be how much is the increase in annual net cash flows if the company replaces the machine, or in other words, requirement number 2 is asking for the operating cash flow after tax. And our operating cash flow after tax computation will start with your cost savings or cash OI. Kung binasa mo at inintindi mo ang problem ng maigi, ang purpose niya sa machine is not to increase cash inflow. Ang purpose niya is to reduce cash operating cost. Kaya ang starting point natin is yung cash cost savings na sinabi na ng problem na 300,000. less incremental depreciation. Okay, compute muna natin depreciation ng new asset. Siyempre, ang ilalagay mong amount na subject sa depreciation, siyempre, yung total cost ng new asset, which is 1.1 million. Divided by 5 years, that is 220,000. Next, yung old asset, ang gagamitin natin, carrying amount. Tama ba? Carrying amount divided by the remaining life. So, ang lalamas pa rin doon is yung annual depreciation, which is 120,000. Therefore, the increase in depreciation expense is 100,000. So, your income before tax is 200,000 minus the tax, which is 25%. So, that is 50,000. So, your incremental net income is 150,000. Baka kinakalkyo mo pa yung iba dito. Ako, nakakatakot yan. Okay, next. I-add back natin yung incremental depreciation na 100. So, our cash flow after tax would be 250,000. So, that would be the answer for requirement number 2. Pero syempre, para mahimbing mamayang gabi ang tulog mo, patunayan natin na dapat pag ginamit natin yung alternative solution or alternative template, bumangga tayo sa 250,000. Okay, so sige, let us start. Diba, according to our alternative solution, ang starting point mo is cost savings after tax. So literally, after tax mo lang yung cost savings sa 300. So 300,000 times 75%, 225 na. Mali ka na, sir. Malamang nararamdaman ko magkakamali ka kasi may 5,000, no? Parang 50,000 buo yun. So okay, plus natin tax shield on incremental depreciation. Our incremental depreciation is 100,000. Times 25%, your tax shield on incremental depreciation is 25,000. Therefore, the total operating cash flows after tax is 250,000. Diba? So, kung papansinin mo, napakadali lang pala ng elements of capital budgeting. Pero critical siya pagdating sa technique. Kasi pa nagkamali ka on one of your elements, do not expect na tatama ka pa sa techniques in capital budgeting na pag-uusapan natin on our next video lecture. Okay, so thank you so much. Stay tuned on our next video lecture. So our part 3 is all about your techniques in capital budgeting, but we will focus on your non-discounted techniques. Okay, so that will be all for our part 2. Thank you so much and God bless you all.